Good morning, everyone. In this edition of online lecture, we will analyze and learn about the characteristics of particles of matter. Earlier, we understood what is matter, and the matter is anything which provide any space and which have any kind of mass. That is called matter. So, in the characteristics of particles of matter, we will discuss about the space of particles between them. So in early activity we saw that there is particles of sugar, salt and Dettol or potassium permanganate got evenly distributed in water. They are completely dissolved in the water. So how it is possible to dissolve in the water in the minimum amount of matter. So when you make tea, coffee or lemon water, particles of one type of matter get into the spaces between the particles of other matter, and this shows that there is enough space between the particles of matter. So the complete dissolution of one matter into another matter is the property of the the property which shows the enough space between them, and due to the presence of enough space between them, the particles of matter get dissolved. So there is activity about it. Drop a crystal of copper sulfate or potassium permanganate into a glass of hot water and another containing in cold water, and do not stir the solution. So drop a crystal of copper sulfate into a glass of one is put in hot water as well as in the cold water, and allow crystal to settle down. Allow crystal to settle down. What do you observe just about the solid crystal in the glass? So what we have observed that when the crystals are settled down at the bottom, and what happens as the time passes, whether they dissolve or not. And what does this suggest there about the particles of solid and liquid? Is there any property described about the state of matter, whether it is solid and liquid? And does the rate of mixing change with the temperature? Why and how? Is there any effect of temperature on the property of dissolution on them? So from above this activity, we can conclude the following. What we have concluded? We conclude that particles of matter are continuously moving. That is, they possess what we call the kinetic energy. The particles of matter in any solution, they are continuously moving. That property is called the kinetic energy property of a matter. And as the temperature rises, particles move faster. As we increase more and more temperature, the particles become more faster. The kinetic energy of particles become more faster. So we can say that the increase in temperature, the kinetic energy of particles also increases. In the above activity, we will observe that the particles of matter intermix on their own with each other. They do so by getting into the spaces between the particles, and this intermixing of particles of two different of matter on their own is called diffusion. We also observe that on heating, diffusion become faster. So the above all activity describe that the intermixing of one matter into another matter completely is called diffusion of matter, and the diffusion of matter become more faster when the kinetic energy become faster, and if the temperature, not down, if the temperature become more faster, it means the kinetic energy is also become faster. So we can say that temperature is directly proportional to the speed of intermixing of matter into another matter. So there is another property, that how particles of matter attract to the each other. If how particles of matter attract the each other, as we earlier conclude that the salt is completely dissolved in the water, but how it is possible that one particle of different matter attract with particle of another liquid matter? So here we can show an activity that uh, how particles are attract with each other. So this activity shows that there is a game which include 5 movements in them, and the first group should hold each other from the back and lock arms, and these are Idumishami dances. So first group just uh, hold each other from the back and lock arms. Here the second group should hold the hand to form a human chain. The second group only hold the human hand, and the third group should form a chain by touching each other with only their fingertips. Only with the fingertips. Now the fourth group of students should run around and try to break 3 human chains by one another. So which group was the easiest to break? The question is, which group was the easiest to break? So the answer is, the third group is easiest to break because they are just touching their finger with each other, and there is no connection, there is no hard connection between them, or there is no tight connection between them. So likewise in matter, what happens, there is a loose connection, there is loose, or we can say, if there is a loose connection between the two particles, then the intermixing of particle is not possible. And if there hard connection or tight connection between the particles of different matter, it means there is a more chance of intermixing of particle in a solution. So here we end the characteristics of a matter. So before that, we need to move our assignments, or we need to move over the questions, the daily practice questions. So first question is, which of the following are the matter, which of the following are matter: chair, air, love, smell, hate, almonds, thought, cold, lemon, water, smell of perfume. Second question is, what are the characteristics of particles of matter? And third question is, what is matter? So you need to solve out all 3 questions with your knowledge, and this question holds the properties of matter as well as particles of matter. Earlier we studied what is matter and the what are the following which of the following are matter. You need to choose matter in them. And second question, what are the characteristics of particles of matter? The characteristic which shows the intermixing of particles, and also include the how the kinetic energy changed with their temperature. In the next edition, we will analyze the states of matter.